Well, today, okay, we're gonna start the lesson.
And I gotta wash my hands.
See, when they goof around, it's actually a bit easier. Okay, anyways, we're gonna start the lesson. Shh, hey, calm down. We're starting the lesson. All right, so today's lesson, the theme is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Can anybody guess why we're studying heat strokes today?
Because the show's funny?
Well, no, because sun causes heat stroke sometimes. It can be a factor in heat stroke. So anyways, the goals for this lesson are, well, we're going to first look at what is a heat stroke and why it's dangerous. Then we're going to try to look at different symptoms, try to recognize when people have heat strokes. We're going to then look into prevention and treatment of heat stroke. All right? Okay, so let's start. So what is a heat stroke? Well, basically a heat stroke is when you do too much activity or you're in the sun for too long or you're too hot and your body temperature rises, and so it can actually be dangerous for your body, so you start to feel sick and everything. So once you reach that point, you have to try to treat it as fast as possible. So do you have any questions about heat stroke or anything?
Do I have heat stroke?
I don't think so, because you look like you're doing okay and you're smiling. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next part, which is we're going to look at symptoms. Okay, let's see what
I can't smile.
No. The normal we do.
Alright, so
That was for the
symptoms. We have symptoms. So when you guys feel hot and you're outside in the sun for a long time, what do you guys like feel?
Feel fly.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
No. Okay, so what do you guys feel when you're outside and you're too hot? I'll write them down on the board. I'll make a list. Yeah?
Uneasy and dizzy.
You feel dizzy, okay. That's good.
These are the symptoms for heat stroke. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Dizzy.
feel hot.
You feel hot? Great. That's
uncomfortable.
great. Uncomfortable. Hot, uncomfortable, but then
Dehydrated.
uncomfortable, so thirsty, blah, blah, blah. Thirsty. Anything else?
That's gotta be it.
Alright, so these are very common symptoms of, mild heat stroke or heat exhaustion. So when you're in like a hot place for a long time, you'll get very thirsty and dizzy and very hot, and you'll sweat a lot. And that's the step right before heat stroke. So at that point, you should already try to get away from the heat. Some symptoms of more severe heat stroke will be like nausea. Like you'll actually start to feel sick. So I'll write that down. So if you feel sick in the sun and everything, let us know. Yeah?
What's the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion?
So heat exhaustion is when you start to get very hot and like you start to get tired and everything, and like your body temperature is already going up, but it's not as serious as heat stroke. Heat stroke, you're actually getting sick. Like you have extra symptoms, so you'll start to have nausea. You'll have problems with consciousness, so you might lose consciousness, or you'll start to like talk weird and say like stuff that doesn't make sense. And you'll often, at the point where you reach heat stroke, your body's tired, it can't really function properly, so you actually stop sweating, and your skin's very dry and red and stuff. So that's how you recognize heat stroke once you reach it. So is that clear to everybody? Do you have any questions? No? Okay, we'll move on to how to prevent it. So we've learned how to recognize it and what it is, and now we're going to look at different ways to prevent it. So let's brainstorm ideas here. What are things that you guys think we can use to prevent? Yes?
Swimming.
Swimming, so you want to go into water and stuff like that, right? So we'll say like, I'll put swimming. Any other ideas?
Stay in the shade.
Stay in the shade, very good.
Drink water.
Drink water, perfect, drink.
Hydration.
Yeah. That's the same thing. Well, I'll put it here in brackets, okay?
Drink beer.
Everybody's ideas are good. Hydration.
What?
Drink beer.
No, let's be serious. Okay, any other ideas? I'll give you guys a clue.
Sunscreen.
Wet towels.
Wear a hat.
Wet hats.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, hat. So that's a very good way to prevent heat stroke, is if you put a hat on, it will protect you from the sun.
Schlumberger.
It's very important also to put it in your head, because you can get headaches and stuff if you don't wear a hat often, so hats are very good. Anything else that can protect your body?
Clothes.
Clothes, yeah. So what's this?
It's just a swimming shirt.
Yeah, it's a swimming shirt, or we like to call them sun shirts. because they reflect the sunlight and they can help prevent also your body from overheating, and they keep you warm and cool and everything. They're a very good thing for sailing. So we'll put shirt. All right. So, okay. So when you go swimming and you go in the shade, what helps you prevent heat stroke from these two things there?
Well,
Staying
Cooling your body
not
down.
in the sun
Yeah,
anymore.
it's staying cool. So what you do is you remove yourself from hot sources. If it's very hot outside in the sun, or you're running a lot, like if you're running outside in the sun, you might get heat stroke. Whereas somebody who's not running might not get it. So that's good things to remember. All right. So is everything clear for how to prevent it? Any other questions? Okay. Oh, look. Here's one more thing we can use to prevent it. What's this?
Paper.
Fan.
Yeah, a fan. So if you want to fan yourself, it's pretty good to cool down often. Like when you go to like a baseball game or something, it's very hot. You fan yourself with a pamphlet.
I get ruined in my boat.
Okay, next we will look at treatment. I'll write down on the board here. Treatment. So, who wants to be a volunteer to be heat stroked?
Okay.
I volunteer,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
You're up.
All right.
Oh, that's
So you're heat stroke. Do you remember what the symptoms are to a
No.
heat stroke?
No, kind of.
Alright, you guys can help her out.
Yeah.
What are the
You're
symptoms?
dehydrated, tired,
Oh.
dizzy, nauseous,
You're hot.
uncomfortable.
I'm hat.
Hot.
Oh.
Also, you won't make sense if I talk to you. Hi, who are you?
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that didn't make too much sense.
No.
Are you sure you're
It
okay?
doesn't make sense.
Okay, I think you're
I'm
heat
okay.
stroked. Okay, so different ways in which we can treat. So what's the problem with a heat stroke?
They're hot.
Yeah, she's too hot. So what are we gonna try to do?
Put a
Cool
hat
her
on.
down.
Cool her down. Okay, so that's perfect. So first things we want to do is we want to use the methods to cool her down. So if she's not wearing a shirt, this isn't appropriate. You have to wear a shirt. There you go. There. Now she's protected from the sun. Remove her. Put her in the shade. Maybe
Water.
splash a little water on her or
Pass that
anything.
water.
No. Okay, but we don't want to cool her too fast because then her body can go into shock. So what we want to do is cool her slowly. So we'll give her a glass of water, okay, and we'll give her like small sips, just like small sips at a time. And at that point, there's chances that she might not really know what she's doing or anything if she's really sick and really seriously heat stroked. So we want to make sure to like stay with her and make sure she's conscious. Like, are you okay? Are you still here? And keep giving her little bit of water. What we can also do is take a cloth or a piece of clothing and like wet it and just kind of like rub it on her body to like cool her down slowly and stuff. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Do you remember how you you treat somebody with heat stroke?
Little sips of water.
Yeah.
Clothing, protection, slowly,
Slowly. Yeah.
dehydrating them.
Hat.
And you want to remove her from like what gave her the heat stroke. So remove her from
Right.
the sun and everything. Okay. Thank you very much. You can sit down again.
Good job.
That was fun.
It's a nice
Okay, so can anybody tell me what we learned today?
The symptoms of
This-
heat stroke.
Okay, so we learned the symptoms of heat stroke. What else did we learn today?
The treatment.
Yeah, we learned how to treat somebody who has heat
Yeah.
stroke.
And prevention.
And very important, yes, we learned how to prevent heat stroke. So always remember to wear your hat on the water. We spend a lot of hours on the boat, so it's very important to wear your hat and sun shirt. Make sure you don't get heat stroke. And if ever you guys realize that you're starting to have symptoms from heat stroke and stuff, make sure to let us know. Or let your friend know.
dry.
Or splash water on your face or stuff like that. All right? All good?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Hey!